Sometimes I forget. So here we go. Let me get my document camera open. People are still coming in. Our participation is pretty good for this week. So let's keep it going. All right. If then. So here we go. Identify the parts of the conditional statement. If P, then Q, by underlining the hypothesis and circling the conclusion. Okay. If my team wins the semifinal, then the team will play in the championship. The if part, you're going to underline. So right after the word if, you're going to start underlining. Then is what you circle. So go ahead and try the first one on your own, and I'll show you my answer. If then. Okay, someone tell me what you underline and what you circle. You could just raise your hand. Or, I mean, here's who I still need to hear from. Ready? Adam, Simra, Samantha, William, Shavashri, Maxie, Selah, Jacqueline, Johan, Elise, Shay, Shane, Tessa, Mia, Max, Antonella, Armando, Jen Yang, Sunny. Okay. Alyssa C, I've already heard from you. Names that I called, guys. What did you underline and what did you circle? If, then. Okay, Samantha.
I underlined if the team wins the semifinal, and then I circled then the team wins.
Play in the championship.
Yeah.
Good. Now, can you write P underneath team wins the semifinal? And can you write Q underneath will play in the championship? P, Q. That's how we label it in a conditional statement. All right, next one. If I don't do my homework, then I will not get credit for it. Underline the if, circle the then. Go ahead. Simra, go ahead.
I underlined I don't do my homework, and then I circled I will not get credit for it.
Perfect. P and Q. I don't do my homework, I will not get credit for it. Awesome. Okay, number 3, if it's sunny, then I use sunscreen. Someone else. Shay.
I underlined if it's sunny, and then I circled, then I use sunscreen.
Excellent. Put a P underneath sunny, put a Q underneath sunscreen. Okay, writing if-then statements. Students who eat Happy Meals are really cool. So you're gonna make it an if and then and you put a comma somewhere. Students who eat Happy Meals are really cool. Did you guys know that? All right, volunteer. Make it an if-then statement. Jaden, I've heard from you. Only the names I called, guys. Aisha, I've heard from you. Ali, I've heard from you. Shavashri, great, thank you.
If students eat Happy Meals, then they're really cool.
Yep. If students eat Happy Meals, then they're cool. Good job. Okay, next. If you can register to vote if you are at least 18 years old. Okay, the if is there. Use that. The if is there. Use that. Armando.
If I am 18 years old, then I am able to register to vote.
Good job. If comes first. If you are 18 years old, then you can register to vote. Good, thank you. Jacqueline, I would like you to do the next one. Movie tickets are half price on Tuesday.
If it's Tuesday, movie tickets are half price.
If it's Tuesday, then movie tickets are half price. Good job.
Miss Grant,
Yeah.
on these, are we still underlining and circling?
No,
Okay.
just the first three. All right, counterexample. All right, I'm proving something wrong. Counterexample. Okay, so write a counterexample to the conjecture. If you are in this class, you are 12 years old. Okay, this should be easy. You have to write a piece of information that proves this wrong. If you are in this class, then you are 12 years old, which is crazy. Okay, someone volunteer? Tessa.
I am in this class and I am not 12 years old.
Yeah. Okay. You're here, you're not 12. Nobody in this class is 12 years old. Okay? So that's good. All right, moving on. Prove this wrong. If x squared equals 16, then x equals 4. Prove this wrong. Think, guys, think. There's a way to prove it wrong. Sunny.
X could be -4.
Great job. That's it. That's it. Because -4 times -4 equals 16. The product of two positive numbers, okay. When you multiply two numbers, the answer is going to be bigger than either of the numbers. The product of two positive numbers, the answer to multiplication problem is bigger than either number. Prove me wrong. Because when you think about it, guys, that's true a lot of times. The answer to a multiplication problem is bigger than the two numbers. Anna?
It's not true if you multiply like a negative number by a positive number. So if you were to go -4 times 4, then that would be negative.
All right, sadly, I like what you're thinking because it was really creative, but I did have that restriction in my sentence. So think of another way. I saw Maximilian. Go ahead.
You would just anything times by 1 would always be equal to and not greater than.
Okay, I'm looking for it's always greater than.
Yeah, it always is greater than if you times something by 1.
Oh, because it could be equal to itself. Got
Yeah.
it. The always he used as his little like avoid. He worked around that. So I could do 3 times 1. That's not always larger. Is there another I saw like Elise raise your hand. H. Is there anything else anybody wants to say? There's one that I had on my notes that no one else said that I'd like to
Is it
share.
0?
Nicholas. Oh, 0.
Neither positive or negative, right?
0 is neutral. Someone just had their hand up and I lost it. I couldn't see.
Didn't you call me?
Nicholas, I did call you. See, my mind just went. Okay,
I was
Nicholas.
going to say a fraction.
Yes, sir. That's the example I was thinking of also. I love the times 1. Look at, if I multiply 1/2, half is big, times 1/2, then I get an answer that's smaller. 1/4 is smaller than 1/2. Good, good, good. Here's this. Okay, remember how on the front page we were talking about if P then Q? Now we're gonna do if Q then P. We're reversing the order, okay? Sorry, I had to, okay. A converse is not just a shoe, guys, but it's an if-then statement formed by switching the hypothesis with the conclusion. So you change the ordering. Sometimes the converse is true and sometimes it's false. If it's false, it only takes one counterexample to disprove the statement. So here we go. Biconditional, let me talk about a biconditional. So these are vocab words you need. A statement that contains the phrase if and only if, or IFF. Writing a biconditional statement is equivalent to writing a conditional statement and its converse. So if I write a sentence that's in the order P and Q, and then I switch it and I write the converse, Q and P, that would be the same as a biconditional statement. A biconditional statement can either be true or false, so it's, to you. If true, both the conditional statement and its converse are true. All right, here we go. We're gonna write a lot. I have to write the converse. Remember, I'm gonna put this above it. Q, then P, so that's the converse. Then identify whether the conditional is true or false. If it's false, write a counterexample. Okay, so there's a lot of writing in 10 and 11 and 12. And we're probably just gonna do 2 of them just for time's sake because I need to do a lot more pages here. Here we go. If you go to Troy High School, then you live in Fullerton, California. Okay, first write the converse. The converse means you're switching the order. If you go to Troy High School, then you live in Fullerton, California. First write the converse. So if this was my P and this was my Q, I want you to write Q comma P. If you live in Fullerton, then you go to Troy High School. And that statement's even more false. Okay. If you live in Fullerton, then you go to Troy High School. This is my converse, my reverse. Is that true or false? Volunteer. Samantha.
It's false.
It's false. Okay, provide a counterexample. Samantha, what's a counterexample? Prove it wrong. Like, if you live in Fullerton.
If you live in Fullerton, then you could go to Fullerton High School. Or
Okay. So, the counterexample is, okay, hold on a second. Let's reiterate this. Then identify whether the conditional statement is true or false. This is my conditional. My conditional is my first one. Can you provide a counterexample for the first statement? If you go to Troy High School, then you live in Fullerton. So everybody that's at Troy is a Fullerton resident. That's what it's saying. That's the counterexample I want. So I need a counterexample for that. Elise.
If you go to Troy, then you could live in Anaheim.
Yeah, you could live in Anaheim. Or any other cities. La Habra is close. Placentia is right across the freeway. Okay, now a biconditional of my conditional. So I'm only writing the converse one time. This statement is my original statement. So I want the, in the biconditional form, if and only if. If and only if. Biconditional. You can go to Troy. You go to Troy if and only if you live in Fullerton. Okay. And let's jump to 12. Let's do our one math problem, right? If x equals -6, then the absolute value of x equals 6. So we're jumping 12. We're skipping 11. How do I write the converse of this? Opposite. Flip the order of the sentence. That's what I want. Somebody new, guys. I can't have the same people. Do you want me to read the list again? Okay, this isn't funny, guys. If I'm calling your name, you need to volunteer. Adam, William, Maxie, Selah, Johan, Elise H, with an E-L-I-S-E. Okay. Mia, Antonella. Hi, guys. I need to hear from you. Write it reverse. This says right now, if P, then Q. I want you to write if Q, then P. Switch the ordering. People whose names I just called. Johan, thank you.
If the absolute value of x equals 6, then x equals -6.
Thank you. Is this true or false, guys? Can you think of any? Okay, I'm asking you if it's true or false. Identify whether the original statement is true or false. Elise H, no more volunteering today. Elise Hallowin, I'm looking for you. I can't be wasting time like this, you guys. Oh, is your mic broken? Seems like it. Elise H. I think it's Elise and Elise. That's the difference. But you tried. Okay. Anyways, it's false.
Miss Grant,
Yeah.
Antonella's in the waiting room. It got kicked out for her.
I think I just let her in just now,
Oh, okay.
like a couple seconds ago. Okay, counterexample means something else that X could be. A counterexample of my original statement, guys. All right, the people whose names I called to volunteer and still haven't, you're just losing a point. I can't. So you won't get 11 out of 11 this week. Okay, this is not okay with me, guys, for you to just sit in silence. I don't have time to waste, and I'm recording, and I still have 2 more full pages to get through. So, the counterexample is that it doesn't have to be -6, X could be +6. Then a biconditional of my original statement is that the biconditional, if true, write a biconditional statement. I can just write a biconditional statement, but it's not true. So actually, I don't want to write a biconditional because there's 2, it could be 6 or -6. If it's false, provide a counterexample. If it's true, write a biconditional. So I don't need to write a biconditional. Even for number 10, I didn't need to write a biconditional. Okay, we're moving on to negation. Okay, negation. The not, the negative of it. A negation means making it not. All right? Angle A is an acute angle. Great. You have to write it saying that it's not that. So I'm going to say angle A is not an acute angle. Okay? Angle A is not an acute angle.
Miss Grant,
Yeah.
could you write something like A is obtuse, something like that, or like a right angle? And would that still work for negation?
For negation, it's simpler than you're thinking. You just have to put the word not. So I don't want to add new words or change the sentence at all. That would be like a counterexample.
What would you do if what would you do if like in the future one says like already not in it?
Oh, if it says already not, well, here's number 14. Then you bring it to the positive. So it says not, and you bring it to the positive. So I've got Troy High School is not the best high school. Maxie, thank you for volunteering. What are you going to say?
Troy High School is the best high school.
Yeah, it is. All right, so all right, high school. We're back to everybody now. So it's fair game, open. Anybody can volunteer again. We've got 2 days. You guys can probably get a second point in, which would be awesome. All right, moving on. Get your fingers ready to write. I'm gonna write the original statement. So my original statement, let's turn the page and I'll explain it a little better. Okay. I've already written my original statement, PQ. And then I have to write my converse, not the shoe. Converse QP. So here's what I've done on the front. Let me just write it. I've done my PQ. That's my original. It's called the conditional. Then my converse is Q to P. I'm switching the ordering of the sentence, right? Now, I have 2 more vocab words to introduce. An inverse of something. When you negate the hypothesis and the conclusion, you say that both are no. So I have a symbol for negate, for not. It's like this. Not, it's the symbol that means similar in geometry. It's one line that curves, similar, that means similar. Not P to not Q. So I'm saying no to both. Not this, not that. So that's my inverse. Let me just practice writing an inverse real quick. Before I talk about contrapositive, let's do one thing at a time. A figure that has 4 sides is a rectangle. Okay, seems fine. A conditional statement. My conditional statement is just going to be my normal original statement, right? What I had to begin with. So, you know what? I'm actually okay if you don't rewrite the whole thing over again. Aryan, do you want to help me?
Okay.
Aryan, will you tell me the converse first? What we did on the back side. Let's go with what we've learned so far, and then let's do the inverse.
Okay.
The converse is right here.
Yeah.
Q to P.
Okay, so if a figure is a rectangle, it has 4 sides.
Good. And I like that you did a figure. Is a rectangle, then it has 4 sides. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to make sure I get your next point in there. Yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Grant,
Yes, ma'am.
so every time we do converse, we have to put if?
You put yes.
Okay.
If and then are the expected ways for you to write these sentences. That's part of the process for logic. Okay. Now let's do inverse. Not P, not Q. Remember, here's my P, here's my Q. Not P, not Q. All right, an inverse, volunteer. Natalia.
If a figure doesn't have 4 sides, then it is not a rectangle.
Yeah, and I think that's a true statement. And obviously write small, right? If a figure doesn't have 4 sides, then it's not a rectangle. Okay, so just a little recap. The conditional is the original. The converse is the sentence switched ordering. The inverse is in the original order, but it's the not, the negation of both. Now I need to do contrapositive. Let's learn that. When you negate the hypothesis and conclusion of the converse. So I'm going to look at the converse, and now I'm going to negate the converse. That's why you have to write the converse first. So I'm going to negate this one, and it'll be my next sentence here. Negate the converse. Somebody tell me, because remember the converse is it flipped, right? Riley.
If the figure is not a rectangle, then it doesn't have 4 sides.
Perfect. If a figure is not a rectangle, then it doesn't have 4 sides. Lots of writing. I'm going to give you guys some hints over on the side. What I just wrote is not Q to not P, not Q to not P. The converse is Q to P. The inverse is not P, not Q, and my conditional, which I'm okay with you not writing for these, is the original statement that you were given up at the beginning. Where are we at? 7:37. I'm always like looking at the clock or the calendar. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna do 16, because I only wanna give you 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 16 to do in your breakout rooms. I'll make the breakout rooms smaller because I want more people to talk. 4 to 5 people in a breakout room is just kinda a lot. So first I have to and then obviously ask a question if you have a question. Did you guys match mine? You know what happens? Every time I go into a breakout room, it mutes everyone. And I don't really like that. And so I gotta fix that because I don't wanna walk into, like, imagine if you walked into a room and everybody was just super quiet.
When you came into mine, Shay, and Elisa's room, it didn't mute us.
It didn't mute you. I get this sentence on my screen and it's like, you have muted everybody. I'm like, why? So, this is important over here on the side because that is going to be a way that is going to help you remember what to do. And so this P and this Q, not P, not Q, not Q, not P, write those down next to the vocab words so that you've got like an extra little bit of reinforcement. And the time is now. Oh, good. Awesome. Can you guys copy down 17, please? Okay. For the first time in forever, you're doing your homework on Pearson, which means that I need to make sure that you can log in. We've done homework on paper or on Cami this whole time. So I need to make sure that you can log in. I also want to make sure that your account is good. So what you're gonna have to do is, I kind of first wanna make sure that you're done with 17. You're done? Does anybody need like an extra 30 seconds? I have like 4 minutes, so. Okay, some people raised their hand if they needed a little extra time. Okay. What that means is we are going to log into Pearson. So I've shown you how. I'm gonna ask that you guys watch the video if you need to copy anything down, because I need to go back to Pearson. You're gonna go to your home screen. You're going to always make sure that this guy, what you're logged in on, matches this guy, what you're logged in on, right? So those two have to be matching. Then you're going to go to your 9 squares and you scroll all the way down to Pearson. It's the same as your English book, so this is really easy. Pearson Easy Bridge, so you're going to click that. Log in with your school account. And then you're going to see that you're in my Geometry 0 class. And then there's going to be an assignment. Maybe you press Savas Realize right here. And then you see that there's going to be an assignment area, classes, assignments, and you are going to do the assignment, okay? So I am going to assign it, and then it'll also post a link on Google Classroom, so you might want to wait till Google Classroom. This is the last call to emails of people that need to fix something on their quiz. Your quiz scores are in, they're in the computer, and I just need to make sure that you guys are good with them. Well, not good with them, you need to, if something got marked wrong, okay? Zoe, yes.
On my Pearson, it says that I'm only on my English class.
Yeah, me too. I don't have your class.
Yeah,
Same.
I think you have to send out a link or something.
No, I'm gonna sync it. I'll sync you guys again. So I'm syncing right now. Successfully synced. Click on the link on Google Classroom, okay? So click on the link on Google Classroom. That will work well too. All right. So I will say goodbye. And your homework is on Pearson tonight, so make sure that that gets done.
Wait, what link, Miss Grant? On Google Classroom, where's the link?
There's no link.
I have to. You guys, I have to put it on. I'll do
Oh,
right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. I will do it right now, and then I will talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.